Bustiers, wraparounds, evening gowns, cocktail numbers, some 20 chocolate dresses made it down the catwalk at this year's 18th Salon du Chocolat in Paris. Renowned chocolate makers teamed up with fashion designers to create dresses which look literally good enough to eat.
I think we should do something with the arms.
Designer Daphné Simfre and Arnaud Larrey, who was awarded a Best Craftsman of France title in 2007, are adding the finishing touches to their co-creation, inspired by India and the goddess Shiva.
Our professions are very similar. We both work in highly artistic fields, constantly on the lookout for new ideas, creating. The only difference is that we are not working with the same material.
It took 2 months to dream up, design and create this dress, similar time frames to those required in making haute couture, but with very different preoccupations.
We can't cover the dress entirely in chocolate because the model needs to be able to slip it on easily, and we can't have it melting too quickly. The body temperature is 37 degrees and the chocolate starts melting at 30, so we need to position the chocolate strategically.
It's really tasty, I have to admit. Nope, I couldn't resist. We head 40 kilometers outside of Paris to Yvelines. Hélène Collin worked in the design sector for years and took over the family chocolate factory in 1997, taking it to a whole new creative level. I regard chocolate as material, and I do all sorts of things with it. I play around with all sorts of ideas, think outside the box. We don't work with it in the traditional way. I was frustrated as a designer. I came up with propositions. I was working for companies, big firms, and often we don't get to oversee our own project, our own idea. So I thought if I could apply my design skills to chocolate, then I could be in charge from A to Z. Previous themes included vintage museums, the countryside, and over the past few months, Hélène Collin and her team have been working on the Christmas collection. The idea is that everyone has their own individual input, that we work together to create a collection that everyone has contributed to. You need to refold it so the chocolate doesn't go in there. My role here is really that of artistic director. And Hélène Collin is absolutely open to chance discoveries. We were left with this yesterday and I kept it because I thought it looked like modern art. So I don't know, maybe we could make a collage out of it. It might come in useful. Sometimes we leave things to chance. We let accidents happen and then we see if we can do anything with them. Jean-Charles Rochou is a sculptor and has a shop along the Rue d'Assas in Paris.
We aim to be as precise, as detailed as possible. We're really aiming for perfection, making things look real, whether it's a crocodile that's 1 meter 20 centimeters long or a pheasant's wings. We really want our creations to look as lifelike as possible, as if the pheasant has only just been killed and put in the hunter's bag.
The master chocolate maker, who worked for world-renowned chef Guy Savoy, seeks inspiration from his travels. When he was in Japan, he discovered Sancho, a cousin of Sichuan pepper, and used it to develop a new range of products.
2 years ago, we also discovered cherry blossom, sakura. When the cherry trees are in bloom, they pick the flowers, which are then preserved in salt. So we have removed some of the salt. We then added green tea from the temples of Kyoto to the chocolate, milk, dark or white, and scattered the cherry blossom on top.
Jean-Charles Rochou also exports a significant proportion of his ware to Japan.
We export to Tokyo and southern Japan over a month-long period for Valentine's Day. In Japan, the women give the men presents, and then 1 month later, the men give the women gifts. They have the same turnover for Valentine's Day as we have for Christmas in France. We also export to Canada, the US and the Emirates.
Sculpture, design, haute couture, working with gourmet chocolate is now an art all of its own. It's also very popular. Every year, over 100,000 visitors head to the Salon du Chocolat to taste and admire the works on display.